And with that, I am so excited to get to welcome another storyteller to this stage. Honored, in fact, that we have one more today. And so this next storyteller, when asked what food represents them and why, this storyteller said cheese, because she can get along with almost anyone, which I agree. Cheese can get along with almost anybody, and in my book as well. So let's please give a, just release it. This is our last storyteller. All the applause in your system that we have left in this group. Let's give it up right now for Gaby.
Hey, Gaby.
So I think the biggest surprise for me when my husband and I moved to Seattle was that I became a soccer fan. Not without some coaxing on his part, but the atmosphere of a Seattle Sounders soccer match is electric, and their enthusiasm is so contagious. Turns out I like a good frosé, and I also like a good chant. So I was always looking forward to my boozy soccer sing-alongs. The Sounders that next season were on fire. They were one game away from the championship, and I was 1 week away from the birth of our first child. And I remember walking up and down the steep stadium steps at that game, hoping that it would put me into labor, and that the team good luck would rub off on me and an easy delivery, and that, fingers crossed, if they won, a postpartum treat would be that I'd get to come and cheer them on in that championship game. They did win. Championship tickets were bought. The game day came, and I was not there. I was about 7 miles across town alone in an inpatient psychiatric unit, recovering from a severe bout of postpartum psychosis. Still so out of it that I didn't even realize I missed the game. They won again that night, but I was so lost. My emerald green and my emerald green and Sounders blue world had faded into the little known third team color, gray, but they call it Cascade Shale. The shame and embarrassment of what I had said and thought and believed and spent in the throes of severe mania and psychosis had really settled in. And everything was a fight. It was a fight to get downtown through that Seattle rush hour traffic, to get to that hospital high rise, to fight through the parking garage where the cars were parked too close, to fight to get my son and his car seat and his stroller out and up the elevator, to get to that postpartum maternal mental health day treatment program that I had promised I would go to as my ticket out of that inpatient psychiatric unit. And it was a fight to stay focused and present in the lessons and the teaching and the discussions with the other moms, knowing that I would have to do all of this again tomorrow. And for what? More therapy, more meds, rinse and repeat. Gray days turned into weeks, turned into months, punctuated only by a couple of games that I was now dragged to and despised. The crowds were too crowdy. The songs were too loud. The game pointless. This is just people kicking around a ball for money and no frosé. You can't drink on the psych meds that I was on. And I remember sitting in those plastic seats, those hot plastic seats, thinking, wish I was here. But Gaby was gone. She was somewhere else, suffocating under the crush of new motherhood and navigating a severe mental illness. And in that gloom and storm, my husband was an unflagging teammate. And he was also a diehard Sounders fan. He managed to take him and my son to every home game that season. Baby bag packed, matching father-son jerseys, ear protection, sunscreen, headband for the ear protection. And it was only a little bit further on when I realized the hope and the stability and the refuge that a Sounders game represented for my husband. It was a late night, and I was singing anything that would come into my mind to get my son to please go to sleep. And a team chant came through, and it goes like this. When it's us versus them, you can always count on me. when it's us versus them. It's a Sounders unity. Whoa, hey, hey, hey. When it's us versus them. God, I'm right here. When it's us versus them, we are united, one. We got this. And that night I believed. It became my rally cry, our family rally cry. We live in Oregon now. We are deep in rival territory, but we do not miss a chance to take the drive up and catch a home game. And on that last curve of the road, when that iconic Seattle skyline comes into view, my heart always drops. That city where postpartum psychosis robbed me of so much. But just south of that stands Lumen Field, and a chance for my little family team to be a part of something much bigger, and a guaranteed opportunity to sing our chant again and again at the top of my lungs, and remember with certainty that win, lose, or tie, I am not in this alone. Go Sounders! Thank you.
Yes, Gaby.
Well done.
Bravo.
Amazing.